Hey, you. Welcome to the very first episode of Pikmin. Now, it's been a very long time since I have done a Let's Play of anything. And you may be wondering, why? Why are Let's Plays back? I thought you weren't a gameplay channel anymore. And to that I'll say, you're right. But, this is a special occasion because hopefully yesterday, when you're seeing this, or the day before yesterday, I don't know what order I'm releasing videos, it is the 10-year anniversary of this channel, and when I first started this channel, the very first Let's Play I ever wanted to do was Pikmin. And unfortunately, I never finished it, and I deleted all the old videos, so I decided for the 10-year anniversary of this channel, I'd go back and do it. And actually finish it around this time. So what the plan this time around is going to be to do 2 days an episode, and no real goal on how many days completed. And yeah, let's just get into it. This is the Wii version of the game. I have never played with the Wiimote for any of the Pikmin games, so this should be fun. I have played Pikmin a couple times before, so I know where everything is. It shouldn't be like a catastrophe, but let's see how coordinated I am with the Wii remote controls, because I've not played almost anything with the Wiimote in years, so we'll see how this goes. The other thing I'm going to be doing with this is I'm going to be, for the most part, rolling with the punches, so that means if I lose a good amount of Pikmin in a dumb way, we're just going to roll with it, unless it's like an absolute catastrophe, where I lose like almost every Pikmin all in one go. I will probably reset the day for that, and only that. Okay, so I did look at what the controller for the Wiimotes, because I know you can do other stuff like differentiate between Pikmin types, which you can't do in the GameCube version of this. So I have a decent idea of what I am doing. I don't know if I should read this out loud. We'll do it. My name is Captain Olimar. While traveling through space, my ship was struck by a meteor. I must have blacked out, and I awoke on the surface of a wild, weird planet. With so many parts lost, the skeleton hull of my beloved dolphin is a painful sight. The engine is gone. I'm stranded. To make matters worse, my atmospheric sensors indicate this planet's environment contains high levels of poisonous oxygen. My life support systems can function for only 30 days. If I can't repair the dolphin, but by then, no, I must not think about it. I must find the missing ship parts. And here we go. Let's see if I can figure out how to zoom out the camera. No. Okay, I guess I didn't do a good job at reading the thing I read. There we go. A strange thing has appeared before me. I had barely begun my search when it reared up as it were waiting for me. It then dropped a single seed. What is it? Is it alive? Is it a machine? It resembles a vegetable on my home planet that we call an onion. I shall call this an onion, too. Honestly, never really got why they call it an onion. I don't really see the resemblance of an onion. But I have to wait around for those Pikmin. No, it's Skyspawns Pikmin. It's fighting called Pikmin. The seed that the onion dropped took root in the soil and is now producing an adorable little sprout. This sprout emits a strange light and it sways back and forth without benefit of wind. I cannot help but think this is calling to me. I am compelled. I must approach it and press A. And you press A to pick up the little Pikmin guy. And a cute little guy. Extraordinary. when I plucked the sprout, it turned out to be a living creature, not a plant. Those aren't mutually exclusive all, but okay. Picking it has done no visible damage, it just stands there, staring at me. Its shape is similar to the pig, granite carrots I love so much. I believe I shall call it a Pikmin. Here I am stranded on a toxic planet, fighting to survive, and yet I am intrigued. I must research this fascinating creature. I shall try to grab it with A and throw it in the direction I point. And I will call it back to my side with B. Pressing it will react to C, and pressing down and pointing as well. Following controls appear to allow me several viewpoints. Z, rotate camera. Left, right, zoom. That's what I needed before. Up, change perspective. I must survive. I need to familiar myself with these controls and my surroundings. Alright, so zoom. There we go. Alright, so what you do in Pikmin is you see these little pelts. You throw a Pikmin at it, he will attack it. He will then pick up the pellet posy, or just pellet, the flower is called pellet posy. Bring it back to the onion, and if you bring the pellet the same color as the onion, they will drop 2 Pikmin. Or an extra one. I don't know why he ran away. Maybe that's the thing they always do. I don't know, it has been a while. Astonishing, the onion has sown more seeds. The small red pellet the Pikmin harvested after cutting down a flower appears to be some type of food that can propagate more Pikmin. The onion seems to be some sort of incubator. Needless to say, I must study this strange life form more. Oh, he's back. Okay. Also, if you throw it at Pikmin right on top of the pellet posy, it will kill it instantly. And of course, if you throw 2 Pikmin at it, it'll attack them all at the same time. I don't think I needed to explain that, but you know, you never know what you need to explain. It's been a while. Never really did Let's Plays again much in the first place. Never know, like, if I'm ever over-explaining stuff, but yeah, on this first day you have unlimited time, so you might as well get as many Pikmin as you can. I believe that is 25. So that's what we're going to do. Here's the 5 pellet over here. It may be faster to get that pellet, then you have to fight with 9 Pikmin, but I'm not gonna really worry about super efficiency, because you know what, we're gonna take our time and relax. Some fun facts about the original Let's Play of this, that was like 10 years ago. I was recording it with a digital camera on top of my GameCube pointing at a CRT, and the quality was not very good, as you would expect from that kind of video, since I did not know how to set the capture card because I was 11. Hopefully this looks better. I imagine it does. And yeah. Also back then I only did 1 day an episode because videos can only be like 15 minutes. I think. Maybe not 15. Typically 1 day in Pikmin lasts, I believe, 13 days. So that means because the intro and the outro scene of each day, I had to cut stuff out, and I think it was day 4, I made the video 15 minutes and 9 seconds long, and then I had to re-record the whole entire episode because I was working with very limited kind of setup. Like I even have like a good computer. I used my mom's laptop and her camera to record, and her digital camera only had like 4 gigs of space or something, like a very small amount. So I can only have 1 episode on there at a time before I delete it, and I had to edit the videos on the camera too. So much different this time around. I can record as much as I want. I got instead of 4 gigabytes, I got 2 terabytes. Okay, so the Pikmin are as curious as children. They form groups, perform tasks that would be impossible for an individual. A glimmer of hope has begun to shine in my heart. If I can make use of their skills, perhaps I can fix my ship. I shall sum up all I've learned of Pikmin conduct. Approach and press A to pick sprouts, press A to pick... your nose. Never said this. In my original Let's Play, I didn't read any of that. Partly because I didn't want to, and also partly I had to save as much time as I can. That right there is the first ship part, but we're not going to grab it yet. You do need 20 Pikmin to pick it up, so we are going to get more, and then also we are going to raise our Pikmin supply, or population. you push down on the D-pad and you use arrow, the Pikmin will swarm towards an object. It is very useful if you need all the pickups really quickly rather than throwing them. It's really useful for this engine. Or if there's a big enemy, which we'll see on day 2, that you need to attack really quickly, you can get like 40, 50, up to 100 Pikmin attacking it all at once rather than having to throw 100 separately and then they can take it out real quickly before it has any chance to attack you. Amazing. There's no mistaking it. My ship's engine rests before my very eyes. By a stroke of pure luck, I already stumbled upon the most important piece of the damaged craft. Fate has smiled upon me, but how do I get it back to the dolphin? How are we going to do that? When many Pikmin seeds sprout at once, I find it rather tedious to pluck them from the ground individually. My wife always told me I was no good at routine tasks. I guess I'll try to get it done at once by repeatedly tapping the A until I pick all the Pikmin from the ground. I noticed that when I add Pikmin to my group, they become filled with excitement and flustered with bright color. At other times, they revert to a paler hue and give off a dim glow. Paying close attention to these differences is bound to help me distinguish between Pikmin. Yeah. Now we wait, and I believe that is all 25 Pikmin you can get on this first day. So we are playing optimally. Except for maybe with this speedrun. I don't know if speedrunners will grab all 25 or if they just grab 20. Honestly, haven't really watched. I think I've only ever watched a Pikmin speedrun once, and that was many years ago. But I do know they beat the game in like 6 days. They pretty much go to every area once. They do this area. Well, spoilers, I guess. They go to each area once. That is definitely not what we're going for here. I'm expecting this to take around 15 days. Maybe 16, 17, around that range. And there we go. Now we just wait for them to take the part back, and we will be done with the very first day. Find out. Interesting how they just know where to take it. Like, they must be really smart, or yeah, smart. They just know where to take everything. Like they're born and they instantly know. Okay, bring pellets back to Onion. Take ship part to Rocket. I guess most animals in nature are kind of like that. Like compared to humans, like humans are useless for like 2 years at least. The other animals, like they're born, they know how to walk, they know how to eat, they know to follow the mother. Maybe plants are like a setup of animals. Oh, glorious. With the help of these Pikmin, I've taken a huge step back towards home. My ship can once again lift off. The glimmer of hope is beginning to burn more brightly. But what has become of the remaining parts? That search starts tomorrow. And this is the end day sequence. On the first day, you don't gotta worry about having all the Pikmin in a particular spot for them to live. Like, you can have one, like, way off in the distance, and I'm pretty sure that all just live. Oh, I didn't mean to skip that. Okay, well, we'll see day 2's in like 15 minutes. No, don't worry. I'm sorry. 1 day since impact. I have somehow managed to launch the dolphin, but I was surprised to see the Onion lift off with me. Perhaps the Pikmin cannot survive overnight on the planet's surface, or have they merely decided to join me for other reasons? Either way, it seems they will help me again tomorrow. The dolphin consists of 29 parts. If I can't recover all of them, I may never return to my family on planet Huckday. NASA shows life support systems will function for only 29 more days. How can I repair my dolphin in such a short time? A dense forest is available on the surface below. As it holds the key to my survival, I'll name it the Force of Hope. I'll explore it tomorrow. So conveniently, you have 30 days to live, and there are 30 parts to find. I don't think, unless you're like really young and maybe your first time playing, it shouldn't take you 30 days. Like, you can very reasonably at least have a couple days where you get 2 parts. I think it's very easy to beat the game in under 20. Unless, like, you spend some days just raising Pikmin. But there are definitely a few hard areas I'm thinking of where you will probably lose a lot of Pikmin. So it's not too bad if it takes you 25 or even all 30 days. And even though there's 30 parts, you do not need to grab all 30. There's 25 required parts we have to beat the game. I'm sure you can find a list online. I'm sure at the end, I think at the end of the game it shows you which 5 are not needed. If I know of them when it comes up, then I will make note. My dolphin has returned to the surface along with the Pikmin's onion. Being alone on this strange planet makes me somewhat uneasy. So I shall call the Pikmin out of the onion. All I need to do is stand on the light beneath the onion and press A. So right here, you just go underneath the onion, pull out all the Pikmin, and they'll all come out. So we're going to go for some efficiency. Right here, there's grass. Pikmin will come up, plop this grass, and they will drop nectar. Okay, nectar makes Pikmin sprout flowers on their head, and then they are a lot faster and stronger. So typically a good idea to start up your Pikmin whenever you get a chance. Another trick discovery. A local variety of grass produces a sort of yellow nectar. When the Pikmin drink this delicacy, they instantly mature into flowers. This apparent Pikmin favorite seems to be full of nutrition. Closer observation is needed to determine the strength and peculiarities of these flower Pikmin. Now, this is different in later games, but one Pikmin can drink an entire thing of nectar, which is unfortunate. In Pikmin 3, it is a certain amount of Pikmin will drink each one rather than drink everything. So we are going to be a bit efficient, since some of our Pikmin to get some pellets that raise our population while we wait for it all to break. And over there we can see our first enemies, another ship heart, and then a big enemy. And now we kind of just wait for the next few minutes till they break down the wall. And yeah, we just keep on waiting. I did not really plan that much. I kind of forgot there's like waiting points, so I don't really have anything specific to talk about, but hopefully it won't be too long. And if it ever comes up, I probably already did fast forward during the first day when I'm just running around in circles waiting. We're not gonna do that this time, right now, because not that long away. Okay, so the first time it's called Dwarf Bulblurb. Pikmin will attack it. If you just throw them near, they will kill your Pikmin, they will eat them. If you throw Pikmin on top of it, it will crush it instantly. Takes 3 to pick them up. I believe they also give you 3 back. Up there, that is a regular Bulblurb. They are obviously much deadlier than the small ones, and believe it or not, they are not like, those aren't like the parents of those. Those are 2 like different types of creatures. Okay, cool, I didn't lose any. I'd be very sad, disappointed myself if I lost Pikmin already. So they go for Bulblurb. I will say I do like the Wii controls pretty well. It's like very easy to, actually hit what you're aiming for. I believe that takes 40 Pikmin to pick up, so we are going to, keep pretty much as many Pikmin as we can. Did not mean for them all to do that, and as you can tell by the other pet poses, there are going to be yellow and blue Pikmin. I'll talk about them as they come up. Who knows, we may or may not see one of those 2 types today. Okay, and we already have 64 Pikmin. That is a very good amount, especially for running the game. You almost never really need this many Pikmin, other than just by getting through things faster, knocking out walls faster, killing enemies better. We're just gonna pluck all these, and then we're gonna stop them. Okay, so we're gonna ignore that part for now. We're gonna try to kill this guy. So, this sort of swarm mechanic is very useful. You can use all your Pikmin to swarm at once, and before I had much time to react. Oh, that did not go as planned. I lost a lot of Pikmin. Okay, well, that sucks. Usually I don't lose any Pikmin in that, but No, you're a little rusty. It's gonna happen. Okay, great. You can carry that. I already used the rest of our Pikmin to carry back this part. Let's take 40. So, yeah, just the right amount. The one more guy there. We have 2 Pikmin caught on something somewhere. I don't know where. Oh, right there. Well, that's one of them. We're gonna carry that back first, because we're trying to be at least a little efficient and stuff. And once they get back, we're gonna call them back and start breaking down this wall. Minimize downtime. I don't think we have a map yet, so I don't know where that missing Pikmin is, which is unfortunate. Hopefully we find them. Or maybe it's a glitch. Sometimes the thing does glitch out. There'll be times where it'll be like, you have 100 Pikmin out of 99. Out in the field, and you'll be like, cool, I have more Pikmin with me than that are out in the field. Alright, so we got our first ship part. Yeah, we did it, guys. And now they celebrate. Eternal Fuel Dynamo. This should light things up. No more candles for me. I now recover 2 out of 30 parts. If I can find just 3 more, I should be able to increase my ship's capabilities. Pretty much already saying after he gets 3 more parts, he'll be able to travel a little further out from the initial spot. Okay, we're gonna grab those later. And we're gonna start breaking down this wall. Harnessing some Pikmin somewhere. Oh, there's decent attack wall. Now I believe I found where that goes and I got before it falls down. Hopefully if you don't, then I'll do that. Okay, so it looks like we're just coming up to the halfway point, and we have already made. We're on track to make as much progress as I imagined we would, and which is good. Okay, cool. We're gonna get back just in time. Now, the small ones, if you attack them and you don't instantly kill it, it will cry out to the big one, and the big one will wake up, and you definitely do not want that. Don't, oh, run. It will chase you, but not too far. I'll get halfway through the game. Yeah, we know, yeah. Pretty much just saying that the thing on top is the time limit through the day. I believe each day is 13-ish minutes, so I mean we're about 7.5 minutes through the day. We already got 1 part, so great progress in terms of at least beating the game in a reasonable amount of time. We're always gonna rush now. Yeah, that's what I was expecting that first one being like. And if we come over here, we see what looks like another onion. And it's yellow. And just like with the red Pikmin, we're going to come up and we're going to pluck. I think generally this is a good thing to shoot for the first day, is at least get yellow Pikmin, raise up their population a bit. And if you're really fast, maybe go for another part right after this. The color is different, but it seems to be a Pikmin nonetheless. First glance suggests this one has what, in some circles, would consider very large ears. It looks like it may weigh less than the others. No, because, sure, I guess. In what other ways might it be different than red Pikmin? I must be sure. Okay, so yellow Pikmin. They are lighter, so you can throw them higher. I believe, yeah, okay, so if you hold A and push B, you can swap between different colors. And at first it's a little slow raising yellow Pikmin because there's only one of them at a time. But once we get that Bulborb, we'll be in good shape. I will say, out of all the Pikmin in this game, I do believe yellow are the least useful. Because, one, you can pretty much just throw them higher, and they have another ability which we will show momentarily. But it's only useful in certain circumstances, but I think in Pikmin 2, they are definitely probably the most useful. If not, at least not the least useful at the very least. Okay, so due to yellow Pikmin not being super useful, you don't really need more than 30, I don't think, for the entire game. You will obviously get more in case we lose some. Okay, so now if you have a mixture of Pikmin, carrot, and object, and it's one that goes to onions, like this bullet war, whatever color has the most will be the one that brings it takes it back to their onion. Okay, so yellow Pikmin, other ability in this game is that they can pick up these rocks here, known as bomb rocks, and they do what you expect them to do. They blow up. The yellow Pikmin has picked up some peculiar stone. What did they decide to grab? Why did they decide to grab them? His action seems to be instinctive to yellow Pikmin, but just what are these strange glowing stones? Brightly glowing cracks cover them. Perhaps these cracks indicate that there's tremendous power locked away within. This merits further research. Okay, so bomb rocks have a good two main uses. One, throw them at the walls. Oh, and they're dead. The glowing rocks the yellow Pikmin picked up seem to be explosive stones. Perhaps they know the stones can be used as powerful weapons. The bomb rocks are dangerous, so I must take care when using them. Yeah, a little late for that. So I must take... but they should be able to blast open stone walls that block passages. I may be able to use them against some wild creatures. I must be vigilant. When I throw bomb rock carrying Pikmin and they give orders, they will toss their bomb rocks nearby walls or obstacles. The explosive power of bomb rocks is tremendous, so I must keep my distance. Yeah. I can lose way more Pikmin than I typically do at this point in the game, but it's okay. That's to be expected. Okay, that is kind of annoying. I'm expecting it to just stay on bomb rocks, but it keeps automatically switching to yellow. But that's okay. Yeah, we're gonna grab a couple more of these. Oh, another different characteristic between red and yellow is that red Pikmin are stronger. They do 1.5 damage as other types of Pikmin. So, good thing to know. And another reason why yellow Pikmin just aren't as useful, because there aren't always bomb rocks, and they're weaker. Alright. Oh, another new type of enemy. I believe these are called Cheerwakes. The purple ones are the guys and the yellow ones are the females. And pretty much, if you don't instantly crush the purple... Yellow ones don't kill, but if you don't kill the purple ones by just throwing them, they will pretty much always get a kill. They almost always kill Pikmin. So advise not to swarm them. Be careful, don't throw a bomb rock right here. That'd be like awful. Okay, this shows off the yellow Pikmin's thing. It only takes 5. Or no, it takes 20. Okay, hopefully we have enough. Can I throw it up there? Yeah, okay, you don't even need red Pikmin. So we're gonna throw the red ones up here so they can get back the ship, and then we can spend some time getting more yellow Pikmin using these corpses. They should have enough time to get back. If not, the part will stay where they leave off once the day ends. It's my whimsical radar. With this, I'll be able to see all nearby ship parts in a single glance. I just plus I check it. This find fills me with great hope. Yeah. Okay. Oh, that's not good. Do not want that back. Okay, good. Okay, cool. Shearwigs, for the most part, are harmless, but they do other stuff that I'll explain as it comes. Oh, that's annoying. Please don't stop. Don't throw it, don't throw it, don't throw it. Hurry up. Yeah, so any Pikmin that are not with you will die. Oh, poor guy's dead. Well, that's unfortunate, but it's okay. Why didn't they? Okay. This is a much tougher wall, of course, so it takes a few more... Okay. Oh. Well, running out of time already. I'm gonna really... Oh, they didn't make it back. That's not good. Okay, if they get within that wall, they're fine. I have a feeling I'm losing Pikmin. Oh, I would have lost a good bit right there if I didn't call it. Yeah, oh, well, that guy's dead. Well, now you can see what happens if you leave Pikmin behind. I am playing horribly. I did not practice this at all, as you can probably tell. Now, even though the yellow onion is not here and they're with me here, they will run back to the onion and be safe. Which doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like, they can't be like, hey buddy, we're going back to onion when they see the other guy on their way back, but... Well, this is very unfortunate. In my head, I did not expect to lose Pikmin this way, but yeah, it's very sad. They get left behind and then they die. That's my least favorite way to lose Pikmin, because it's kind of like you just lost it for no reason. It appears that many of my ship's parts have landed in this region. If I can just recover parts of my radar, I should be able to use my radar screen. How that would improve my chances? Then I'd only have to press plus to locate my parts. Yet there seems to be many hostile life forms here. If I am tagged and my spacesuit takes damage, I must return to my ship. Stand in front of it and press A to make suit repairs. As I explore, I must pay attention to my suit's damage meter in the bottom of the corner train. I have played through this game like 3 or 4 times. I've only ever had to repair my suit once. It's really not too big of an issue. So we lost 22 Pikmin already. That is probably like half as much as I usually lose in an entire playthrough, most of which is at like the final area, so we're off to a rough start, but it's alright. So we're gonna save that, and then we're gonna be done with episode 1. We did it. Next episode we'll return to the Forest of Hope, get some more parts, and we'll go from there. Don't really have a whole lot planned out. Kind of just winging it as we go. Using and then sharing whatever I know about the game as we go. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Make sure you subscribe, like if you did that or didn't. It's helpful. I haven't done outros in a very long time. Just leave it at that. Bye.